Are we headed into a hot seller's market this summer? Hi, I'm Lindsay Fricks with the Lindsay Fricks Group at North&CO, and this is your May Phoenix Metro Market Update. So one of the things that I think is really important is that there are a lot of national headlines, and I keep harping on this, but there are a lot of them out there that are just reporting not inaccurate information, but delayed, outdated information. There's a report called the Case-Shiller report. It's probably one of the most well-recognized reports for its accuracy. The problem with this report is that it's actually 60 to 90 days in hindsight. So we just got the Case-Shiller report, which was representing a decline for the Phoenix Metro, and you probably saw a bunch of headlines on this saying, ooh, dip in prices. Hey, you guys, that was back in February, and I don't know about you, but I'm living in May. So it's really important that when you see these headlines that you take into consideration the timing of when this data was collected, because February data is no longer relevant to us here in Phoenix today. No matter what data that you're looking at, I do think it's really important that you focus on data for your submarket. And so that's why I think listening to these national headlines and some of these national outlets can just be a little bit of a dangerous game, because if you're not here, if you're not in the market every day, and you're not a practitioner and an analytic representative of this market like I am, then it's very possible that you're going to have really outdated information. So if you have any questions on the market, you know who to ask. Yeah, gal, I'm here for you. So are we headed into a hot seller's market? My prediction is we're going to get there in some areas of the valley, and here is why. We have added fewer new listings to the market in recorded history. In 23 years of the MLS, we've added fewer new listings to the MLS than we ever have before, which is kind of crazy. So this means that the number of buyers and the demand is soaking up more inventory than we can actually replenish. This is having a result of making our inventory keep going down month over month since the peak. Back in October, we're actually down 41% in active listings. This is a pretty significant amount, because even in October, we were below our historic normal for active listing counts for the Phoenix Metro. As a result of fewer listing, that means that we're seeing some upward pricing pressure on home prices around the valley. So what does that mean if you're a buyer? Well, that means that you can expect more competition and fewer choices. Gone are the days of being able to keep everything and being able to get seller concessions towards your closing costs or a rate buy down. Now you're having to come with your A game again. So sorry it didn't last for very long, but we're still at the beginning of a seller's market. So I think this is actually a great time to buy, because there are still some good deals to be had out there. We're not in a frenzy like we were during the pandemic. Now we're just in a normal seller's market where sellers may negotiate, but they're really not having to negotiate as much as they were. We're also in an environment where interest rates, although elevated from previous years, we are a little bit more stable than we have been. So you may be asking, when's the best time to buy, Lindsay? Well, I actually think now is a great time to buy, because even though things are swinging in the favor of sellers, we're still at the very beginning of a seller's market. We have a long way to go before we get to the frenzy craze market that we were in for the last few years. So even though you may have to shorten your inspection period, you may have to offer over ask, you may not get to have everything that you wished for like the last 6 months of last year, but you are still in a better position than if we are to work towards a more strong seller's market later this year, as I am anticipating. Or you may be interested in knowing when is a good time to sell. And typically, as we work towards the summer before COVID, we would see summer months got a little bit quieter, not significantly in real estate, but a little bit quieter. And what we've seen the last few years is that the summer's been really strong, and I'm anticipating this year is going to be much of the same. If you're looking to sell right now, you can anticipate a few good things for you. Sellers are getting closer to their list price at 98%. They are having to take fewer reductions. In fact, less than 9% of houses last week took a price reduction, so that is good news. And the days on market to an accepted contract is down from 56 days at the height in October, now down to 24. So just over 3 weeks to accepted contract, which is really, really great. Additionally, like I said before, we're seeing seller concessions come down. That means that is going to be more profit in your pocket, as you're not having to contribute to closing costs or rate buydowns. Lastly, you may be thinking, I'm not ready to buy or sell a primary, but I actually am interested in investing in real estate. I have had a record number of people reach out to me the last couple of weeks interested in investing in real estate. And this is a very deep and complex topic, and it really varies depending upon your budget and your risk tolerance. And there are so many different ways to invest in real estate that don't involve just buying a house and renting it out. In fact, I think it's really important to consider the rental market right now. So what we're seeing is an increase in active rental inventory, which means that vacancies are up. They're up for both short-term rentals and long-term rentals. And as a result, what we're seeing is prices come down. So we're seeing listing prices for rentals come down, and for Airbnb as well. And I think that's really important because in an environment where we have elevated interest rates like we do today, and we still have strong prices that are going up, it's going to be really hard to cash flow or even break even on a new investment property if you're just financing it and putting 25% down. So there's other ways to invest in real estate that don't mean just buying a house outright that might be interesting to you. So I always recommend that we set up a strategy session so I can help you assess what type of real estate might be best for you to invest in. If you're interested in discussing investment properties more, please click the little calendar link below and set up time so we can reevaluate your situation, assess your risk, and what funds you have available to invest in real estate. Lastly, if you have any questions about your home, about selling, about buying, or if you have a friend or family member who might be interested in real estate, your referrals are the biggest honor to me. I hope that you guys have a great May, my birthday month, and I will look forward to seeing you right here next month.